Okay, we're back. We're back for part 2 of this Magic's breakdown thingy McGee's. Alright, this is exactly the same spot where these guys were talking last time. Let's finish it off and then do a little rundown of what we thinks. What we thinks about what they've done to our Magic's jewels.
Very interested in jumping on myself because I feel very strongly about this. Bovine Gotti, which is a great name, asks, what are the plans for MTG Arena as an esport? Are they ambitions?
More question. That is the fakest question I've ever heard in my fucking life. An esport? The game fucking exists in physical form, you knobs. Magic Online exists. There's the Magic World Champs that we can all watch. What a couple of bellends.
Do they exist? Are they not a thing? And the things I would like to say on this are, first of all, we haven't yet reached the beta yet. So coming up with plans for how something might be an esport until we've actually gotten to the point when the game has been launched and released might be a little premature, but Magic has been around for 25 years, and we have been like one of the leading competitive games in that space for most of that time. And having an opportunity to have a digital client that we might be able to have people competing on is definitely something that I know we are.
Yeah, because I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what his next line is going to be. It's as if they've lobotomized themselves and forgot that Modo exists. Just it's right there. What? Let's see what he says.
Are absolutely thinking about how this is going to work and how this is going to fit into the ecosystem.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just as a developer and player, it is so satisfying to watch people playing at the highest level possible, and
yeah, it's called Magic Online.
Seeing what people are able to accomplish with cards and decks. So that is very much a goal of ours.
Yeah, and part of we want this level of high fidelity. We want the game to be fun. We want it to be all of these things, and we also want the people who play the game at the highest level to believe and feel strongly that the platform is something that can allow them to exactly do that.
Yeah, and if you want to know what keeps me up at night and where all of my gray hairs come from, it is definitely that challenge of serving the needs of the highest level of play, but at the same time allowing people to come in and get through a game of Magic really quickly.
Man, I don't know. They're talking in the same sentence about the things that I wish Magic Arena were, which is constructed decks, don't need to think about shit and balls. Just grab a deck off the shelf and play. And maybe that's something that's going to exist. But in the same sentence mentioning, we want the top level players to play this competitively. Man, this is much more ambitious than I thought it was going to be. It's not really a replacement for Jules. It's like a whole new potato.
Before the whole announce stream, we had finally, through many, many months of development, gotten to the point where we were able to turn on some of the features that really speed up the gameplay. And it was so exciting for me to go into an hour-long playtest and be able to get through 6 or 7 matches of Magic. That was a culmination of so much work by so many different people, and it has definitely changed the way that I play Magic, and serving that need for just really crisp, quick gameplay, and serving the need of players who are pulling off things that I haven't even thought about. Because I'm a pretty good Magic player, but I've been kicked around by some of the Pro Tour people in-house enough times to know that I am not playing.
Pro Tour peeps, man, yeah, maybe they are capable and are trying and will implement a game where it has literally everything. Because Magic Online doesn't really have a casual element. Can they do it? Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, I suppose.
Playing at the highest level, to really serve those needs as well, it is definitely a challenge, and it's a huge goal of mine and the team's.
It's nice like the play design team that we have that is made up of a bunch of people with Pro Tour top 8 credentials and like just really strong Magic players. We have multiple Hall of Famers in the building. I mean, they may be out of the running for a while, but I've literally played Magic against Mike Turian dozens of times in my life, and I have won a whopping 0 games against him. He's still as good as he ever was, and having like this kind of insight on the inside is great. Like obviously putting this in front of other people in the future is where it really is going to explode.
There's been lots of feedback there. There are things that we're constantly working on, and yeah, that will be an ongoing part of development in perpetuity, cool. Because it's something that we can always improve.
Let's see.
Perpetuity.
Well, I want to ask. So here's something that's interesting to talk to. I don't know how much we can actually say on this right now, but it's worth bringing up because you mentioned earlier, I believe you mentioned earlier, if I was remembering things correctly. Yes. When we were talking about formats and drafting earlier, and like looking at doing some interesting things on the client. Cube April asks, basically, have you guys given any thought towards like maybe at some point down the road having some interesting things that can be done only on Arena, like be it cards, be it formats, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, there has certainly been discussion there. It's not a focus at this point in time, but
fair enough.
As anybody who's played in the digital card space knows,
it's a bit early in the day to be coming out with like the other guy said. It's the beta. The beta isn't even out, so I'm sure if they think they can make something, they will. I want Plane Chase to come back. It's fucking superbs.
There are things that are easy in digital that are harder in paper. We have an engineer who got really used to using Evolving Wilds in digital, and when we were doing some of our paper play, he's like, it's shuffling, which is really, really easy in digital.
Yep.
It takes a lot more time in paper.
Fucking got that right.
It opens up some possibility for us to explore.
Jesus, have you ever watched the fucking GP? 40% of it is people shuffling their knobs, then cutting it and then passing it to their other teammate. And then even though he's watched them shuffle it totally, they'll shuffle it too. And then do a fucking cut. Think they're in fucking Las Vegas.
Explore sort of formats that have never been explored before in a paper space because it's just not practical. Mm-hmm. I would say that there's a possibility space there that I would love to explore. It is not a focus at the moment.
Cool. I mean, it's
but
nice knowing
really, it's really fun just to think about the things that you can do there.
Yeah.
And we have people smarter than me on the team who I am sure can abuse that to wonderful, delicious end.
I like the fact that it's nice to know that this is something that people out in the community are actually thinking about too. Because like, obviously, as with most of this stuff, we are paying attention to your feedback regularly, and so if you guys are asking us questions like this, it means that there's a desire for this kind of thing. So it means that it's worth at least putting on our radar, even if it's not a focus for us now. Like just simply knowing that you guys like certain things or want certain things helps us helps inform us of kind of things we might be looking at in the future once we get a little bit more concrete on some things.
Yeah, I mean, even just you're hearing feedback on elements that we know we need to improve, and hearing that reinforced is also just really useful. It's like, yep. That's a priority for us, and the community has confirmed that should be a priority.
Yeah, makes our job a lot easier a lot of times. So let's see. Okay, let me make sure I'm reading this question right. Bloody Scythe asks, if you get beta access, will you remain in the access until release, or are there ways with different people? Let me see if I'm correct on this. Is our plan to, as we let people into the closed beta, start with an initial group of people and just build on that by adding more people in?
That is certainly a goal.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that there won't be, how should I put it, special opportunities for people to get some looks. But our goal with that closed beta, community beta, is to get people in there and continue to allow them to see the game grow.
Okay. Yeah. So it's mostly like I think
I think they gave themselves a bit too long of a stream because they're just talking boring bullshits now.
They're asking mostly like, are you going to be in with the same group?
Are you going to be one of those guys who buys like 2 coffees in case somebody else wants one?
Group of people that you get in with it?
I don't know what else to say about the Majiks, man. I mean, kiss my balls.
Is that wave, or are you added to like the pool of people who are currently already in? And
who cares?
It's more people are jumping in the pool.
That's okay. That's what I thought.
All right, first group out of the pool, second group in.
No, it's not a rotation.
It is an ever-expanding pool, which is a challenge for our scale team to keep growing that pool.
And the thing is, that's the point, right? That's why we add people in waves, is to make sure that we are continually pushing the boundaries of what we can do.
Right, and that's where when people
we don't want a Diablo 3 situation.
That I have to hem and haw the most, because there will be those moments where we really do want to stress all of our services and the client, and that's where I have the most uncertainty. Like when we need to really bring in a whole bunch of people for a moment in time, I have more uncertainty over events like that.
Gotcha. So like those would be opportunities where something we might do is just invite a whole bunch of people in who were not previously in the closed beta, so that we could stress things as much as we can. But afterwards, like we will go back down to a more manageable level where they or something like
maybe they'll have a free weekend or some bullshit then, because I don't know how you can get everyone to play at once. The classic Magic nerd is going to be like, "Oh, you want me to play today, do you? Well, fuck you."
There's a process that hasn't been clearly defined for this yet.
And that's one of those things where when you're doing a stress test, you want people in to stress it, but
maybe I'm wrong. If everyone has to sign an NDA, then I don't know how they're going to... Well, maybe it's just a click and agree, like a standard... what do you call it? Like a phone update or some kind of agreement shits.
That's not necessarily something that gets solved over the course of a day or two to then hit, so it's not stressed anymore.
Yeah.
And you don't want things falling over constantly because you have too many people in the pool, so to speak.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna take a. There's a question in here by Roll a Die. I'm actually gonna
roll a die.
Yeah, roll a die. I'm gonna slightly reword it because I kind of like this thinking. How much have you personally done on the rules engine and putting cards in?
My work on the rules engine.
Why does that matter?
Talking to people who are far
okay.
better at coding than me and saying, I would really want things. It's kind of my job to want things. So I get to walk around and be like, I want a thing. Why do you want things? Because I want things.
Yeah.
All right, I'll make the thing you want happen. So when it comes to that, that's my role in many ways is to want things and to help people come up with the plans to turn those wants into reality.
Cool.
I think it would be awesome to get some of those rules engine engineers on a future stream.
Oh, yes.
Because they understand Magic and the language of Magic at a level that I am constantly impressed with. My understanding of just...
That's true. I don't think it's a video everyone would want to watch, though. I mean, do you care exactly at what, like... level of code it figures out how to scratch its balls instead of its ass? I mean, it's interesting, but I don't know.
The intricacies of Magic and the importance of singular words to the function of a card has grown so much since I joined the team, and that really is on those rules engine people. It is a privilege to work with them.
Well, it's a quick question, which is probably not going to have a super quick answer. What do you think the most complex card for the rules engine to parse in Ixalan would have been?
How's he going to know that?
That is outside of my area of expertise.
Yeah,
that's fair.
If
Pete White or some of the other guys were here, they would be able to answer you really quick. I've got one on the tip of my tongue that I remember somebody pulling their hair out over, but it's not quite there.
Well,
maybe it'll come to me.
But the thing is like, that's one of the beauties of doing these future Q&A sessions is we are absolutely going to have one at some point. I want to try to make that work. I really want to try to make that work so that we can get a future Q&A session and maybe get Pete or some of the other guys on the rules team. Like if we can get them to come up and chat with everybody and kind of explain this stuff, because it is super interesting to me.
Well, and I know for me, as a principal designer, I don't want to be the person talking to all of you for all of these. I mean, I'd like to. I like to talk. But part of the goal of these two is to introduce you to the development team, and the further we go in, the less of the marketing speak and legalese we must worry about. It gets easier to just have that more frank conversation.
Yeah, and that's part of the thing that we're in right now is like, again, we're still before the beta. Beta doesn't start for another couple months still. And so, I mean, the game is a lot of concrete things and a lot of very nebulous things as well. And so we have lots of things that we can say very little about, and very few things that we can say a whole lot about. But every week that passes, there's more. And so, one of those
that was super funny somehow.
One of those questions is the last question that we'll get to today before we're going to have to
maybe he knows there's an X-rated unlock hot coffee style version minigame that you can unlock if you pay 1 billion bolus coins.
Probably move our way on out is a question from Skywalker SRB. Who asks a question? I know the answer to this question already. It is, if you collect some cards in the beta, will they stay in your collection when the game is out? No. And I believe that is probably something we will get to.
Hopefully, for the purposes of the beta, all cards are available. Although maybe they'll want to test out the coin purchase system. But then how are you going to get coins if you want to buy them, if you're not going to keep them? Just through playing, then nobody's going to have any decks to play. Anyway, we'll see what he actually answers with.
In our stream at the end of next month, that is all about the start of the closed beta. Does that sound about right?
So the thing I would say there is, as we are going through the various beta, things are going to get wiped.
Oh yeah.
The time will come when they won't be, and we will be explicitly clear when that point comes. But until that time, expect things to get wiped.
Cool. All right. So it is very important for me at this point to let you know a couple of things. First of all, do you want to get your hands on the game itself? There are a couple ways to do this. First, make sure you visit one of our upcoming events where we will actually have our demo stations for FTG Arena available. Those include Grand Prix Phoenix, October 27th through 29th. Pro Tour Ixalan, November 3rd through 5th, and Grand Prix Portland, which I'm hopefully going to try to make my way down to. I love Portland. November 17th through 19th. So please go to these events, get your hands on the game, and let us know what you think of the demo. It is also important that you go out and you sign up for the closed beta. I'm really hoping that you've done that by now. Please visit playmtgarena.com. Make sure you get signed up, and please also double check the priority access FAQ on the page. There's a link to it, and it lets you know how you can go about making sure you're a part of our priority access queue. Lots of things, including getting on Magic Online this week to play events. Make sure you're doing that. Ixalan's out. Go draft. Go make dinosaurs. Go make pirates. Have fun. Make merfolk also. Make vampires. No tribe left behind. We're good. So that's kind of what we really want to do. These are your opportunities to get in and get your hands on the game and kind of show us what you are thinking in the future. That closed beta begins with the very first wave from of our community members from the priority access.
What they do to their own sound.
November, and then we are looking to get that feedback. It's going to be something that again is under that NDA, so we're going to be looking to avoid having people streaming at that point. But our goal is to be pushing to early next year, be able to let people stream the game. So get into the priority access queue, get signed up for the beta, go play the demo, and keep an eye out for our future streams. The next place you'll get to see us coming to you with MTG Arena stuff on Twitch is October 8th from the World Championship. And then we're going to have, looks like weekly streams on Wednesday starting on the October 11th, where we're going to have our first big deep dive Q&A as we talk about aesthetics
weekly
and visual design.
streams, interesting.
We're going to have our streamer challenge, which you have officially 2 minutes left to go vote on the decks that we have on our Facebook page right now, for which decks our streamers are going to play. And then the October 25th Q&A is going to be the Q&A where we go over a lot of the details about our forthcoming closed beta. So make sure you tune in then for all of your closed beta questions. And if you guys have things you'd like to see us address in future Q&As, please send them to us on Twitter, send them to us on Facebook. You can make sure that you're following us on those social media channels by going to facebook.com/Magic the Gathering Arena, and we are at MTG_Arena on Twitter. So let us know. I will be watching those. Chris will be watching those because he knows what stuff we have more information to actually talk about, and I'll be the one saying, hey, people are asking us these questions. We really want to make sure that we can talk about this soon. So tune into those upcoming streams. Let us know what you guys want to be talking about in the future. Please keep communicating with us because we're going to try to answer as many questions as we can, and I promise as soon as we have new information that we are capable, we'll be looking for opportunities to try to get that in front of you. So I personally want to say thank you for showing up. Thank you, Chris, for coming in to answer a bunch of questions I really don't know the answers to. Absolutely.
A pleasure to be here, and keep the questions coming. Even if we're not responding, we're there, we're reading, and like I said, even if it's a direction we're already going, getting the confirmation it's something people care about really is helpful for the dev team.
Awesome. So again, thank you very much. Go sign up for the beta right now, and we will see you guys. I guess from the world. I will see you from the World Championship a week from Sunday.
All right, Zoibles. Let's think. So, what did we learn from these two videos? Number one, no restrictions, all standard available, all Ixalan available in the closed beta. But I think everybody knew that. The closed beta doesn't start until November. I don't know if anybody knew that. I didn't know that. NDA, no one could talk about it, no one could stream it, no one can make any videos. That sounds... I don't know. I don't care a fuck, really. They said the NDA won't be lifted until 2018, so the main release won't be until, what, February? Minimum. Well, fair enough. Their game has shown some incredible ambition compared to previous online Magic's games. I mean, the effort... I mean, we haven't seen anything. The game looks like any standard Hearthstone clone or... what is that? Skyrim card game or Gwent. Which, to me, as much effort as they put in, I don't know how long it would take to make. This seems like they've gone, alright, we've done as much as we can with the Jewels of the Planeswalker series, and we're going to make something closer to Magic Online than just a standard shit in your balls thing. It's like they're trying to make Commander instead of making dual decks, if I want to use a direct Magic's comparison. I think that's fine. What else they talk about? They're pushing streaming a lot. A lot of these questions, and that's a specifically fake one that I didn't believe was asked by a real person about making it an ESport. It seems like someone somewhere, whether it be Hasbro or the new Magic CEO, is like, what? Well, Hearthstone makes tons of money from doing sexy streams. Magic Online looks like I just shitted in my fucking shoe. So we need to find a way to tap into that market. I don't know if that's a good thing, because you're going to get... because it's still the same core game. Hearthstone is so appealing to the casual bum cheek because it just is. It's its own thing. Magic's is a very plodding thought bollock smuggy schmeebles. I don't even know what I'm saying about it. Yeah, so it is the streaming thing is the strangest priority that they seem to be exhibiting. Anyway, they're putting a lot of effort into it. They want the community to stick their knob in it. Does the Magic community ever agree on any bollocks? Of course they don't. So we'll see what they do with the information they get. Anyway, for us, it's back to Magic's Jewels grinding and swearing because I don't have all the cards. And I haven't foiled up my Ulamog or even got a Kozilek. Zoibles, my joyballs, ladies and jeeps. Whoop. Look at my mouse. Wee.